It's time for story time. This client was referred to me by another client, and so she wanted to know like what was up with me, who I was, if it was true, if it wasn't true. Like she was just fishing me out basically. And so, I scheduled an appointment and I opened camera with her and I said, "You ready?" She goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, so, well, I'm like, just what I do for a living is I know things, right?" So I told her, "So you're married? How many kids you have?" She says three. And I go, "Oh, your problem child is the third from the three kids. It's the girl in the middle." And she goes, "Wait, how did you even know it was a girl?" And I go, "Don't worry about it. That's just part of what I do." So, so you're having trouble with her, right? She goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, the reason why you're having trouble with her is because she feels like the ugly duckling, like the out of place child, right?" And she goes, "Yeah, that's right." And I go, and she's like, basically like the black sheep of the family. It sucks to say it like that, but that's the way what she's feeling. And I said, and the reason why she's feeling that, well, for starters, she's a different color than her siblings. Her siblings are whiter looking, and she's a little darker, and so that's what makes her feel out of place, right? And she's like, "Yeah, it's exactly what it is." And she's really rebellious. And I go, "Yeah, I know, but there's a reason why she's like that." And so I said, "So you're ready?" She's like, "Yeah." And I go, "Okay." So I'm about to shock your world. And she goes, "Okay." And I said, "Well, the reason she feels left out is because she's not your husband's daughter. She's your lover's daughter." And her eyes was like, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, don't act dumb. I already know. I'm just confronting you with your reality, right?" And she's just like, "Wait, wait." And I go, "No, wait, nothing." I said, "That's not your husband's daughter. That's your lover's daughter, which she looks like him. That's why she's a little darker, and that's why your other kids are white because they have different dads." And she just like starts crying. She's like, "Wait, how did you know that? There's no one knows it but just me. Not even her father knows of her existence, her true father." And so, how do you know all this? And I go, "Well, that's what I do for a living. I'm a life coach. I'm here to help you, but I need to help you to confront things." And I said, "And so you need to work on your shit because." I mean, what's going on with you to have a lover and then have a kid and all that stuff that's going on in your turmoil?" So I said, "I gotta forewarn you. You can't tell your daughter that she has a different father. You would totally destroy her. If you did something like that, she already has thoughts of unaliving herself. And if you were to tell her that, she would find a way to unalive herself just because it would confirm all of her suspicions. Um, what you need to work on is on you, on bettering you, releasing the guilt that you have of that situation. Because you've always known, you just try to like, put it underneath the rug and just think it's okay or whatever. No one knows, right? Well, someone else knows, which is me. Um, but the point is, you need to do certain exercises. So I gave her homework, and I told her you need to do this, this, and this, and this, and that, and I have to forewarn you, you can't ever tell your husband that that's not his daughter. Like, ever. Because he loves this little girl. Like, he loves his daughter, which is technically not his daughter, but it is. And so you can't ever tell him, like, the truth. Because then you would destroy their relationship. Um, and it would ruin your daughter's relationship with her dad, her, you know, not her real dad, but her dad. And so she was just like crying. She's like, "What is going on?" I go, "You wanted at the end of the day, you wanted this session to happen because you were drowning in all your guilt, knowing all this. So I'm gonna give you the options. I'm gonna give you different homework so you can release the guilt, so you can let go, and you can live." And I said, and she's just like, "Oh my God, they told me they were really good, but I didn't expect this. This is like too much because no one knows. No one knows except me. And, oh, now you. And I said, yeah, pretty much. And I said, so what you're going to do now is you need to face another thing. And this is going to be pretty big too. So I said, so you and your husband, you don't really love your husband. I mean, you're with him, but do you really, really actually love him? And she's like, no. And I said, so why are you with him? If you don't love him, let him go. But you're going to have to let him go in a different way. Because, and I'll do a commercial break here. She had already, we discussed her issues with her husband. And her husband was a freaking asshole to her. Like, for example, he would say, go to a grocery store, and he would give him $500 to go grocery shopping, and then when she came back from the groceries, he would ask for the receipt, and he would ask for the change and count every single penny, the change. So he gave her zero money, zero. He would pay for everything, but he wouldn't give her any money to do anything. She couldn't do shopping by herself. She had to have a receipt for everything, have every single penny accounted for. It was bad. Like, she lived like in jail, basically, like in a prison, not in jail, in prison. And so it was really hard for her. So I said, okay, so what you're gonna do is, do you want a divorce? She says, yes. Okay, well, you need to go hire a woman lawyer, and a woman lawyer is going to be, she's going to look after you. So you're going to hire a woman lawyer, and you're basically going to sue him, you're going to divorce him and all that stuff. And because he never allowed you to work, he owes you alimony, he owes you, for your kids and all that stuff, right? And she was just like, wow, you basically nip me in the butt and I'm not making you do anything. I'm giving you the homework. You decide if you want to do it. But I suggest you do, because you live happier if you're not with somebody that's constantly on your case for money. And I told her, but he's like rich, like he's well off, and he's penny pinching everything you do. And that's not really love. That's more control. So you choose what you want to do, but I gave her the homework, and that's it. And so, again, I help people release the inner, the childhood trauma, the inner guilt, a bunch of stuff that goes on in people's lives, to better their life, to have a more complete version of yourself, or cleaner version of yourself, so you can live happier, healthier life. So if you want to set up a session with me, you're more than welcome. DM me, and I'll be happy to help you.